The recent talk in the Smash community, deep within the hellscape that is Twitter, is not some new groundbreaking tech or exploit. It's just about characters, their viability, and whether if the tier lists even matter much in Ultimate. So many characters have gained solid placements in tournaments, and this is very much due to how much more balanced Smash Ultimate is in comparison to the rest of the Smash series, each having a dominant meta character that would never miss a placement in the top 8 of a major. Recently, no top tier is consistently taking majors, with the recent ones being Cosmos at Glitch Infinite with the Aegis, and Cola at CEO with Roy. Taking all of this into account, we can say that since quarantine ended, only a third of majors across the world were taken by characters widely considered to be top tiers. The player that has won the majority of these majors is Mkleo, and he was once known as the Joker main. He single-handedly took a character that was initially, by some players, seen to be a mid/high tier, and put him among the top 3 fighters in the game. Despite this, he's been playing Bailiff? Yeah, Bailiff. The last DLC character from the first DLC pack that was initially discarded by everyone, but me of course, as a mid-tier that wouldn't impact the meta at all. This of course all changed with the arrival of Leo's Bailiff that made its debut at a major in Frostbite 2020. Initially thought to be a joke pick, but he still managed to take the tournament, eliminating Meister with Bailiff in grand finals, after what was probably one of, if not his greatest, losers run. With offline back, Mkleo has shown that his Bailiff is so much more than a joke pick, taking most majors in North America and recently taking Delfino Reta in his home country, Mexico, with another surprise pick, Corrin, another character that was overlooked by everyone, but myself of course, despite all the buffs that she received in patch 8.0. It would seem a new era was arising in Smash Bros. Ultimate, one I'd like to call the soul character meta. Players like Tweak, Mkleo and Spargo opting to play characters they simply enjoy playing regardless of tier list placements. What's more interesting is that all 3 of these players are the current best in the world with the most consistent placements in recent time. The question we ask ourselves here is how? How does someone like Mkleo hop into a tournament and win with supposed mid tiers? Well, there are a few factors that take place here. First of all, tier lists do have a slight effect. No matter how much we can wish and pray, some characters simply do not have the tools required for them to win a major without the perfect bracket as it is right now. The characters Leo has chosen seem to have tools that are very much relevant in today's meta, specifically in their range and frame data. It is time I told you about something I like to call the range to speed ratio, something I use to gauge whether if a character is impactful or not in the current meta. There are some characters who have a great amount of range, but at the cost of subpar frame data. I'm looking at you, Sephiroth. There are some characters with not much range, but with a good enough amount of speed to compensate for that. We then have the golden middle ground. Editor Kabisi here. I have a lot of things to say about this character. This character is stupid. Really stupid. And it makes me question why I was celebrating at her release. They give her an F smash that kills some characters below 90 and then gives Pyra a down air that, oh bloody hell, it goes through Sephiroth's Murasama or Masamune, whatever one it is. Why? Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartbreak, tell me why. We then have the golden middle ground. This little area is Leo's domain. His characters mostly fit here. The reason why he picks these characters is because of their ability to cover a specific amount of range without the risk of getting punished, while still being able to have a certain amount of pressure put on his opponent. These characters tend to excel at frame trapping. Cloud, Corrin, Bailiff, Ike, Pyra, Mithra, and maybe Sora fit in this little area. Now, if you paid close attention to these characters, there is another aspect that links them together. Simplicity and execution. One of the main aspects in video games is the difficulty of them. Over time, there have been more hurdles to overcome in order to gain success in video games, like the controls, how many options you have within any given moment, and how forgiving or punishing a game is when you mess up. In fighting games, more so than any other type of game, character complexity is one of these difficulty defining aspects. Okay, I kinda lied about how only fighting games have this. Allow me to go on a minor tangent. When learning how to raid in an MMO, one of the first things I learned was that I needed to find a class with a simple rotation that would allow me to deal with mechanics, while still outputting a consistent level of damage with my rotation. This is nearly identical to how it works in Smash Bros. Everyone has a game plan, and every character will execute that game plan differently, with varying levels of success and difficulty. Mkleo's character pool consists of simple characters that allow him to execute his game plan confidently, without the need to use as many inputs. This shifts most of his focus on what he wants to achieve rather than how he wants to achieve it. Now of course, he could run back into training mode with Joker and find out the most optimal ways to do things much better than he could with Bailiff. However, with all of that time spent in the training mode, all of his rivals playing simpler characters would be using their time to work on their game plan, and with that gain the upper hand against him. Now, if you don't believe that the difficulty of a character would phase Leo, take it from the man himself. In an episode of Tweak Talks, the best podcast of totally unbiased individuals, Leo states,
"Do you feel that sometimes when you're playing Bailiff, because I'm sure you play Joker like every now and then or something, just because, do you feel that sometimes playing Bailiff is just a lot simpler and easier than playing Joker?"
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes I'm just trying to fish for a fair one drag down smash, and I'm like, oh, I can't do this. Then I go with Bailiff, nair, oh. Drop shield, nice. Kill you.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, you're off stage. I have to go off stage and stand back here 5 times. So what if I just stayed on the ledge and upping you on like 45% and you died? He's supposed to repeat the same thing over and over, right? Because like when you watch Bailiff, he's not really doing anything in specific. He's just nair, fair. Woo, nice. You get like an out of shield punish, upbeat, then you like get damage, you try to cheese someone, but rather than that, it's basically like just doing the same thing in a different timing, which usually works really well.
He says it himself. His game plan requires so many more inputs with Joker than it does with Bailiff or Corrin, despite Joker having the more superior tools to deal with those scenarios. Now, in my personal opinion, although this phase is in its starting phase, I do believe in a year or two it will probably fade out. Players will become more familiar with the cast and what they can do, and simple characters will become pockets rather than mains. This means that the Steves, Soras, Jokers and Kazuya's will step back into the meta when their time comes. And that's all I have to say about the video. Thank you all for watching this video. This video is going to take quite a while to edit. I hope it comes safely to you. And yes, I am working on the second Cory Kenshin edit. Ramadan just catching up to me. I'm still focusing on those promises of mine. This video is one of them. As you can see, the editing skill has upped quite a bit. A lot of stuff I'm doing here are things I genuinely wouldn't do in an average video. But expect this kind of content from now going onwards. Make sure to do like Deku and Detroit, smash that like button. And until next time.